Hello, everybody. Full interest. We should have checked what the episode was while we were sorting technical kerfuffles.
Episode 55.
You checked?
I already knew it because I checked it when I watched the episode and remembered it. It's episode 55. The title is Class 1A.
I have to assume you're lying so I can assuage my ego. All right. So, yeah, Class 1A. Point of order. Most of this episode is technically filler.
It's like how Suyu's episode was technically filler. It's stuff that happened in the manga, just wasn't expanded upon.
Kind of. I mean, Tsuyu's thing was technically filler because it really wasn't important in any way, shape, or form. I'd argue
Yeah.
this was actually pretty important and kind of a glaring omission in the manga.
It was part of the reason why a lot of people don't typically tend to like or remember this arc is because it skips over a lot of the other characters.
Skips
Uh,
over is an understatement. I looked it up, and what actually happens in the manga is you don't see these characters after the big split between all of 1A, and then it just says in a single panel that they passed. That's it. That's what you
Yeah.
get.
So it's nice that the anime is expanding where the manga failed to expand, and is actually making this arc a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot more interesting is an understatement. This was amazing.
Stop saying everything I'm saying is an understatement. Gosh.
Saying that I'm saying everything you're saying is an understatement is an understatement. I'm just really rolling with this at this point.
Okay.
You're just-
sure. Whatever. So Todoroki deals with the color ninjas, the Naruto reject squad, and they all have abilities able to counter his fire and to kind of deal with his ice. And so he's like, well, this is a real factory type setting because they want to be able to really simulate these types of environments and what you can do in them. I'm going to make this thing explode.
Which he does, and it does. But he notes that the explosion is less than it probably would be in a realistic setting, which,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. You don't want to risk killing the kids.
But yeah,
So-
he tags he tags enough of the ninjas to pass. I don't know whether he got all of them, it doesn't really show that. But his own targets light up blue to indicate, yeah you passed. So go to this place, wherever it was, it says over the PA.
I mean, technically the ball doesn't lose value once you use it.
No, you
Right?
can keep using it over and over again. Like
Yeah, so
that,
you
that,
just...
was a, that was a false resource scarcity that they tried to set up at the beginning.
So it's fine. Meanwhile, we go over to Momo and her squad.
Yeah. Like I say, all this between this point and right at the end is technically filler. This is anime
get to
original
see-
stuff.
Individuals from a different school that was never really expanded upon, who are led by this one girl that drinks tea and has monocle and every the smart girl.
I like this character.
I like her a
we
lot.
don't see much of her, but I really appreciate the idea, and her quirk is actually pretty cool.
Her quirk is interesting, and her design is also interesting. And
Yep.
I'm betting they consulted Horikoshi on this because they always do with things that's not originally in the manga.
Yeah,
And-
it was probably Mal because it's always fucking Mal. Someone posted basically a transcribed interview between it was just the interview obviously and Oda and Horikoshi, and it was like Horikoshi was like, yeah, for the film I sat in some meetings and did some character designs and things like that, and I'd like to get involved more. And Oda's like, don't say things like that because they will never stop bothering you about this sort of stuff. So
Horikoshi's a terrible guy.
yeah,
He did also when they asked how would Endeavor fight for season 2, he gave them a list of potential moves and ways he could use his quirk. And that's how we got the Endeavor little fight scene in season 2.
Running up the side of the building that was awesome.
He's just melting it as he runs.
Yeah, fucking great.
You put some thought into that. But essentially, there's this group of girls that are going to try to take down the team of Jiro, Momo, Sue, and then Shoji.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in a building. We need to find the others. We're not having any luck. So they're being hunted by this girl who formulates a plan.
Yeah, first they decide they should probably find the others, but then they realize it's a bit too late for that. We should probably just start trying to take people on our own.
We should focus on passing right now.
Yeah.
So the girls come in and bang, 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 shooting out the window after they did a loud music thing to kind of interrupt Jiro's tracking.
Yeah, Jiro's tracking people. She hears 4, and then loud music to interrupt that, so she doesn't hear any of the others. And there are a lot more than 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a sniper on top of a building across the way that just lock down their positions, basically. Then they start pumping cold air through the vents in the ceiling.
Yeah. And also lock down the windows.
Yeah, I think I can't remember what the order was, but yeah, they do lock down the windows, so they can't get out or see out. And Jiro tries to make a run and do something, probably bust open the door or something, and she gets tagged by the sniper.
Yeah,
who appears to be wielding a slingshot, by the way.
Yeah, quirks, man. Right on one of the earphone jacks, and it's just that's limited me a lot.
Yep, and it bleeds, which was a thing that I did not expect those to do. But okay, that makes sense.
It's a biological component, so. Suyu starts to go to sleep from the cold because she starts to actually hibernate, which means I'm guessing in the winter she has to make sure to dress up warmly so she doesn't just miss mass amounts of school.
Yeah. Well, we'll see in a couple months in story, I suppose.
Yeah. But
it's September now.
Sue's taken out, Jiro is hampered, and Momo's just
Sue's taken out, and Shoji Momo makes a blanket for her, and Shoji wraps her up in it. It's oh, it's
so cute.
It's adorable.
It's so cute.
It's so good.
It's so cute. And Momo's like, okay, I could use my quirk to try to stop the cold in the vents, but I only have so much lipids I can use to create things. My fat cells are a limited resource in this situation. But if I do that, I'll be playing right into their hands.
Yeah, she figures out, okay, I could cover the vents and that would stop the cold air, which means Suyu might be up again. But, oh shit, that's the plan, isn't it? To get rid of my quirk because my quirk is the most versatile. So I can't do that if that's what their plan is. That just wouldn't make sense. I need to think of another way to get around this. I feel like there was a thing that stopped Shoji from using his stuff, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, there was something that limited him. I remember that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this is a fun little, because you have the person they're going up against is somebody with a high IQ and can temporarily boost their IQ
by drinking.
And Momo is the number one smartest person in the class.
Yeah, she is a legit genius, and everything she can do with her quirk is because she has to learn how everything works.
So it's kind of a little match of geniuses, of genii. If you want to get, And so she's like, okay, makes a huge amp, and then they go on the attack with Jiro's one earphone jack.
Yeah, I was actually running through the plan in my head of, okay, it's a pretty smart plan. This was the one thing I could pick out that was actually a tactical blunder on the part of Genius Girl. And that was not leaving a way for them to actually see what the 1A students are doing.
Yeah, I'm. If she had somebody else who had a quirk that could help with that, that would have been pretty perfect. Especially if they could have some way to relay information quickly with the sniper girl, but I think to a certain extent she got a little bit cocky. Because when you're used to being able to boost your IQ way smarter than other people, you don't realize, oh, other people can be smart too. So,
well, she kind of did. That's why Momo was considered a big threat and one they wanted to get rid of with the cold air thing.
Yeah,
is because Momo was versatile, intelligent, knew how to use her quirk, and could thwart the plan. So,
but when you think about it,
watching her just in case she did think of a way to thwart the plan would have been a good idea.
It would have, but consider what they saw of her in the tournament, where she was not good at thinking on her feet.
That's valid.
And so they're not. It's the same basic problem of they haven't seen how she's grown to be able to trust in her own plans and think on her feet. So that's where I can see that making sense.
Yeah, and she also had a moment of what would Todoroki and Ida and Deku, what would they do? And she has like a internal thing of remembering Deku with a speech about if he's still in reach, so I'm still going to try and reach him from like the Bakugo incident. Yeah.
So
it was pretty cool.
They're able
it goes
to
with the whole theme that is tied together at the end of the episode, which is really good. Like it's good that they tie it all together with the message that was in the original in the manga version, because the chapter does also do this, but it just doesn't have the Momo stuff. So
which
it's nice
helps
that they still tied it in with the main theme of the whole concept that they're going for in this point in the story. So
yeah, and so they get down there after basically taking down pretty much all of them with the sound blast.
Yep.
And Genius Girl is able to get her alone and pull her out, get Momo, and then she's like, "Ha, I got you." And then the rest of her team comes by, and she's like, you wouldn't have assumed that she was already gone? And it's just like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. That was just... This was the one moment of the episode. It's like, I mean, even if she was taken out, they still would have gone after her to get more points off of you.
Yeah.
That was the one moment I wasn't too sure on. Like, yeah. But everything else in that whole entire sequence is pretty great. Cut over to...
That being said, that entire team probably did actually deserve to pass, but oh well.
Yeah,
sucks to be them.
They were really interesting in terms of what they could do and how they could work together like that. So good on them. That being said, moving on to
I think there's brief stuff. I think
there was a brief scene with Deku,
right,
Ochiko, and Sero, and they're like, "We need to pass as well." Yeah, and
Deku runs through the logic of, okay, yeah, everyone was moving through in big groups, and that was a big danger for us, but now there aren't enough places left for people to be like, okay, let's move in a big group. They're just going to start fighting between themselves. So we, in our very small group, could probably take advantage of that.
Yeah. We just need if we can... He basically explains the logic of, if you have a big group and you're targeting not a big group, not everybody's going to pass. So we're going to restrain enough people so that we can pass, and then all pass at the same time. That way we're not like weakened and we all can just pass easily.
Yeah.
Cut over to Bakugo, Kirishima, and Kaminari. Kaminari, who tagged along because, I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't really explain, but sure. Makes sense.
that's his reason of just
Hmm.
like yeah, I was just okay. I thought this would be a good idea.
And Kirishima is like, "Hey, fucking move!" and gets tagged with something. I think this was a scene that happened previously and got cut away from, but yeah. Um,
Yeah,
and we come back to it, and he's little meat puddles.
he got hit by the. He got turned into a little meat potato.
He got turned into multiple meat potatoes. He's in bits.
Good old meat potatoes.
Hmm.
And then you get the face off of Bakugo's like, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to take you down a peg.
Yeah, this is a guy from Shiketsu, and he is kind of full of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like, I was always proud that Shiketsu was considered on par with UA, that we're considered equals. But you disgusting vermin who would use such uncouth language and methods, are unworthy of being considered my equal.
We
Yada,
still
yada,
wear
yada.
Shiketsu hats because we're proud of our school, even with our uniforms. It's just like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's Bakugo and Kaminari versus Potato Man. He gets a lot less cool when you call him Potato Man.
I wouldn't really call him cool in the first place. His power is
I know.
gross.
So it gets even lamer. And it ends with basically Eraserhead explaining there's, two individuals in my class who are able to really inspire others, and their presence makes a huge difference when they're around other heroes.
Yeah, they're not like leaders. They're not really top of the class or anything like that.
They're not even popular.
Yeah, but their presence has a tendency to inspire people to want to do better.
AKA,
Also, they
Yuzuku.
fucking hate each other.
Yeah, also they don't get along at all.
Yeah.
Bakugo and Deku, Izuku,
Yeah.
Midoriya. That's a nice little message to tie together at the end. There was also a brief scene with Todoroki entering the break room
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
and the waiting room where he, briefly met eyes with Windman, whose name
Yeah,
I can't
I
remember.
don't remember his name either.
It's like Suna or something. But they brief meeting of eyes where Windman just kind of glares at him, and Todoroki's like, I don't know what I did. Just gonna sit here by myself.
Yeah, and Windman is talking animatedly about some hero that he really likes because he's really manly and powerful or something. And cool.
Stamp Man.
Yeah. And,
Stamp Man.
And the guy he's
Okay.
talking to is just like, okay, but why are you talking to me? I didn't bring this up. Why are you suddenly bringing up some random hero? I don't understand.
I just like the name Stamp Man. Like I don't want it to be anything like stamping your feet. Just like he can manipulate stamps.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Just that idea. It's pretty good. Yeah. Anything else to say?
Fucking great filler. It's great. It's so great. Like the Tsuyu thing was okay. That was fine. But this was just fantastic. Just the
so
new
nice.
characters that it brought in that we're probably never going to see again, but that's okay because this appearance was fantastic. The characters showing their growth that we didn't get to see in the manga. Adorable Froggy-chan in the fucking little blanket.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's so nice because it really what this does is it makes this less of a concentrated tournament arc and more of an actual tournament arc in a sense, because we've been following the development of these characters, and this was a problem in the manga where a lot of these characters got glossed over, and that's not being the case here, and this makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Also makes me wonder where the season's going to end if we're going to get more filler. I hope it gets to the part that I want it to.
I wonder whether we're going to see like the other B tier characters passing. Like, I don't think Mina or Mineta or Hagakure or whatever was shown passing either.
Maybe. I don't know.
Possible. I wouldn't mind. I don't think it would be as effective as this was, but I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. I honestly think that the anime does add a lot to the manga on a pretty consistent basis. Even if it may cut some things out of the manga, the stuff it adds more than makes up for it. So, yeah. I am looking forward to the next episode because I want to see if they're going to do anything else original or if they're just going to follow the already set path.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I never watched the previews because obviously
I didn't watch the preview either.
But I have a feeling the next one is just going to be Bakugo's fight with Meat Man.
Potato Man.
He's the Meat Man.
No.
That's a thing from something, and I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Critical Role.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give him the title of Meat Man. He's not worthy.
I'm glad you immediately picked up exactly where I was going with that, but I didn't even remember. You were just on that. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just going to be that fight, and it's probably not going to be that interesting because it wasn't in the manga. But that's fine.
The Meat Man remembers.
Yeah. Oh well.
So, episode 56 next time. I don't know what it's called because I didn't watch a preview.
The Meat Man cometh.
I was waiting for it. Okay. We'll see you guys next time.